You know what I've noticed? We don't actually fail because we're incapable. We fail because we're waiting. We're waiting to feel ready. We're waiting for the right moment. We're waiting for that fear to go away. We're waiting for that someday island to appear. Someday, when things are working out for me, I'll do it. Someday, when I I win a lot of money. Someday, when the right person knocks my door. Someday, when I feel more confident. Someday, etc. Waiting to feel ready, waiting for that right moment isn't going to make fear go away. It's when your momentum quietly dies. But nobody talks about that part. And there's something very seductive about waiting. It feels responsible, you feel mature, you feel wise, even sometimes. That if I just wait around and hold back, and I'm just going to think about it a little bit longer. I'm just going to prepare myself a little bit more. I'm just going to wait until things settle. But what you're not realizing is that waiting is not neutral. It's not passive. It's not even harmless. It's active decay. Because momentum is a living thing. Momentum is about continuation, it's about the present moment. And when you stop moving, it doesn't just stay still, it disappears completely. And here lies the problem. So when you delay your action, you don't stay at the same emotional temperature. You cool down, your belief cools down, your excitement cools down, your courage cools down. And then suddenly, the thing that felt so possible last week feels heavy today. Sometimes you'll realize that you are so inspired and you feel really passionate about it. But then you start waiting and you start thinking to yourself, well, I'll just hold back just for a moment, just to get this week out the way, just to get things sorted. We tend to wait a bit too much. And I've done this myself before, I get an idea. I'm known for many ideas, and I get that spark, and I think to myself, yes, this is it, this is the one. That's what used to happen to me before, you see. And instead of acting upon it, I analysed it, I talked about it, I mentally rehearsed it, and I imagined every possible outcome. And that's maybe yourself. Maybe you mentally rehearse what you're going to do. Maybe you're talking about it to other people. And in my other video, I've told you until you're 26 miles down the road, don't be telling anybody about your business. Don't be telling anybody what your plans are. Just go off and just get it done. Act upon it. But you may be having an idea right now of something that you want to do, and maybe you're spending time holding back because you're imagining every possible outcome. And the longer you sit with it, the smaller it's going to feel. And that's not clarity. And that's not clarity for you. That's hesitation. And your hesitation is going to be disguised as this great idea, and this great idea, that part of you that wants you to be safe, that part of you that has a voice that says maybe you should wait, maybe don't try to do it right now, maybe just hold back a little bit, because you don't want to get yourself embarrassed, you don't want to be hurt, you don't want other people's opinions to really sort of affect you in that way. And what will start to happen, where you start feeling like waiting feels safe, you actually never get round to doing it. and it costs you something. It costs you your rhythm. I like to speak about the rhythm of life. I like to talk to people about what their lane is. Their agenda may be completely different to someone else's agenda. And what you might find is when you have these great ideas and you're wanting to implement them, suddenly other people and their agendas come to find you. And when they've come to find you, it's you not being able to say no, and you say, okay, then, because you want to help people out, right? You want to be someone who's a kind person, nice person, and you don't really want to say no to someone, a friend, a teacher, or someone that's coming to help you. And so what happens is your idea that you wanted to get off the foot, it happens where now you've said yes to so many people that actually your diary's full of other people's agendas. And is that what your life is about? Completing other people's agendas? Or is it about yours? And so what happens is the rhythm of life that I like to speak about is, what is your rhythm right now? What is it? What is that dance that makes you feel passionate? What is the dance within you that makes you want to feel alive or makes you feel alive? What is it in your life right now that you feel most passionate about? And then when you think about that and you think about other people and their agendas, who's asking you to do things for them right now? Who's asked you, can you come and do me this favour? Or we would like to book you for this, etc. And are you finding that balance is the question, really, because the rhythm of life, the rhythm of you is about dancing to your own tune, dancing to that inspired idea that you want to implement, and not allowing the distractions and not allowing that voice within you that maybe you should wait, and certainly not waiting for the someday island, because if you sit there waiting for the someday island, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. And so the rhythm that you're trying to get into right now is more powerful than the inspiration, because rhythm doesn't require your emotion, it requires your movement. So think about this. When you go to the gym after a long break, would you agree that the hardest part of that is to go to the first session? Not because your body can't handle it, because momentum isn't there yet. You've lost your momentum, right? You used to go, then you, for whatever reason, life got hold of you, and then you had a big break. That's true, isn't it? And so there's part of you that decides, right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the gym. And most people run to the gym come the 2nd of January in the new year. You know, I'm going to get fit this year. And by the 17th of January, that momentum's lost. So, you know, going to the gym after a long period of time, you know, it's not because your body can't handle it. It's just that you've lost that momentum, right? So we gathered that. But if you were to go 3 days in a row, something's going to shift for you. You don't need motivation anymore. You know why? Because you have the rhythm. So momentum is not built by feeling ready. It's built by acting slightly before you are. And that's the key. But that's uncomfortable. But that discomfort is the doorway. You see, most people are waiting for their fear to disappear. But fear doesn't disappear before action. So if there's something that you're wanting to get done this year, whether it's to do with work, whether it's to do with personal projects, whether it's to do with your spirituality, whether it's to do with relationships, etc. Whatever your fear is, it's not going to disappear. But if you Allow yourself to act. You reduce that fear. You see, confidence doesn't come first. There's some people I know that want to be public speakers. There's some people I know that want to be demonstrators. There's some people I know want to get healthy again. But confidence doesn't come first. Clarity doesn't even come first. But I tell you what does. Movement. Yep. Movement comes first. So waiting around convinces you that you're preparing. So you want to do a diet plan and you think to yourself, I'm going to wait until the right time to begin. I'm going to wait until this week is over. I'm going to start on the Monday. How many times do you know people that always say they're going to start on a Monday? But waiting convinces you that you're preparing. But in reality, you're just rehearsing avoidance. And avoidance feels calm in the short term, but it quietly erodes your self trust. Because every time you delay, a small part of you noticed, and that's the part that starts to whisper. I spoke about the voices earlier. You don't follow through. So you've had an idea, you've convinced yourself to wait for the Sunday island, you're waiting around, other people come with their agendas for you, then you wait some more, then you say to yourself, I'll just wait that little bit more. And then before you know it, not just days have gone past, not just weeks, but months, and maybe where you are in your life right now, years. And it's that voice within you, that voice in your head that says you just don't follow through. Think about where you would have been if 6 months ago you stuck to the momentum, you allowed that momentum to continue, that you acted, you didn't wait for the fear or allow fear to hold you back. You kept the momentum going. You kept going to that gym every day, even if it was only for 5 minutes. But you went every day for 5 minutes, that turned into 10 minutes to 15 minutes. So momentum is not dramatic. It may seem small. It may seem small, right? You want to start a diet plan tomorrow. But today, you do something small. Perhaps you make a list or a plan, a written plan of some kind on paper that says what you're going to eat tomorrow, the morning, the evening, and so on for the week. So that might be small, but you started a momentum. And actually, why would you wait till tomorrow when you want to start your plan? Why don't you start it today? So why don't you do today the writing, the planning? And it may seem boring to you. I don't know what you want to do. But whatever it is you want to do, I know there's something within you that's passionate. And there's something within you that is not only passionate about getting this done, you're also fearful. And you may be fearful what other people are going to think of you. You may be fearful of what people are going to say about you. You may be fearful of failing. And for some people, they might fear success. You need to allow your momentum to grow. And it might seem unglamorous to you at the very beginning. It's sending the email, it's making the call, it's recording the video, it's posting when you said you would, even when it feels ordinary, especially when it feels ordinary, when you take that glass of water or you take the meals that you are allowed to have for your plan. You have the type of exercise that's going to help you on your journey. So those things that seem a little bit ordinary, They create the momentum. You don't need a breakthrough. You just need motion. You just need to be active. And it doesn't mean if it's not a weight plan you're doing, it might be a self project. It might be you get having an exam of some kind and you want to prepare for it, but it seems so heavy. There's so many questions to answer. And like a pile of ironing, you might just leave it until the 11th hour. But if you just start and do a little bit every day, you start to create the motion. So you don't need to be in a better mood to start what it is that you want to go after. You just need the next step. Small, imperfect, unimpressive, but it's done. Because action builds relief, not the other way round. So if you've been waiting, if you've been waiting to feel ready, if you've been waiting to feel confident, if you've been waiting to feel certain, let me tell you something gently but clearly. Waiting is killing your momentum. And momentum is what would have carried you. So instead of asking yourself, am I ready? Ask, what is the smallest movement I can make today? Then make it. Even if your voice shakes, even if it's messy, even if it's not perfect, even if you go for a 1 minute walk, even if you are wanting to write something and you write a sentence, it doesn't have to be perfect because momentum returns faster than you think, but only when you move. When you move towards the goal, when you take the action that's going to help you. I always say that if you have an idea of wanting to get something done or you want to achieve something, I feel it's a good idea to write down just 3 steps. What 3 steps could you take today that would start the momentum to what it is that later you wish to achieve? So I use weight quite often in my videos to explain what I mean. So, for example, if someone was going to start a weight plan, what are the 3 steps that they could do? What are they willing to do? What are you willing to do? What are the 3 steps? And I encourage you right now to think about what is your goal? What would you like to have achieved 6 months from now? Write it down. Leave me a comment. I'll respond to them all. And then write what are your 3 steps that you can do today? Small steps, boring steps, but they create the momentum. And when you've figured that out, guess what? You're on the right path. So don't wait. Take one small step today and take another tomorrow. And that is how rhythm is built. And rhythm will carry you long after inspiration fades. Live well. My name is Anne Marie Bond.